You all right? Look at that stanchion really hard.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good.
Fourth quarter, you and Jalen really took over. What were you seeing in the game that made you say, like, okay, the assists and all that stuff were great in the first 3 quarters. Fourth quarter is your time.
I think fourth quarter is about finding matchups. You know, there were a couple guys in foul trouble. Excuse me. And JD got rolling. And myself and other guys were feeding off his energy. He had some big shots. He threw a pass to me in the corner. So I think his play, especially in the beginning of the fourth, you know, kind of propelled us. You know, he gave everybody that spark. The rest of the fourth.
In the end of the regular season, you had a couple of tight losses, and you told us, like, this is going to be good for us. This is what we're going to have to expect after getting used to these kind of things. How did those lessons carry over now that in the series you're closing out games in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, the ones late in the season, the ones in the beginning of the season, you know, we were having big leads and blowing them and things like that. You know, it was tough to deal with at the time, but, you know, I always said that, you know, it was going to make us stronger. And I think, you know, a big growth of our team is our mental toughness and how we respond to runs. And I think we've been doing a good job of that.
You outscored Katie and Kyrie combined tonight, and we're locking out Katie a lot of the night. Do you feel like you're ascending to be one of the best players in the NBA, like you've been talking about wanting to do for a while?
Honestly, that's not something I'm thinking about. You know, I'm certain that, you know, so Twitter and, you know, TV will say, but, you know, myself and all the guys in the locker room, we just worried about, you know, one game at a time and winning. You know, myself, I'm not trying to make it a one-on-one thing or a matchup thing. For me, just trying to go out there and play as hard as I possibly can, you know, give it everything I got on both ends and, you know, do whatever I can to, you know, ensure that we get a win on any given night. And everybody on our team is doing that, sacrificing, competing, being on the same page. So, you know, not necessarily focus on, you know, individual matchups and things like that. You know, as long as we win, that's all that, you know, we care about.
What's your reaction to Rob's coming back, and how do you look feeling?
Oh man, I was extremely excited. I might be Rob's biggest fan. You know, Rob and Bradley Beal is probably my 2 favorite players. So getting Rob back is huge for our team. You know, even in limited minutes, how much of an impact he made on the game. Even if it doesn't show up, just his presence, being a live threat, rim protector, great passer. So, you know, Rob was big for us off the bench tonight. And, you know, if we was going to do anything special this year, this postseason, we definitely need him.
I think you threw the first lob to him and threw down. What kind of gave you the confidence that you were ready for that?
Just seeing how hard he's been working. You know, I think that's what I've seen from Rob since he, you know, has been injured. You know, how hard he's been working to get back, you know, 2-a-days, weight room, treatment. You know, I've seen the, you know, maturity, you know, in this last month, because he know how much he means to this team and how much we need him. So I've seen how hard he worked, and you know, it just felt good to just throw it in there and he go grab it.
Jayson, so 127 left in the third, you got an offensive foul, and you were furious about it. I think some previous calls you were kind of unhappy about. You kind of stormed to the bench. I know you kind of shoved Bruce Brown aside. You were really pissed. You took a 12-second break, then you're on that floor for that 8-0 run in the quarter, then 14 in the fourth. What happened in that little span that you gathered yourself and was able to make that impact in the fourth quarter as opposed to going the other way?
Yeah. You know, for the most part, I'm a laid back, calm, quiet, reserved person. But when I get between those lines, I care. And, you know, it means a lot to me. And sometimes my emotions get the best of me. but you know, I'm very passionate about what I do. And, you know, those 12 seconds on the bench calm me down a little bit and, you know, refocus back to the game.
Did you kind of say, Jayson, I need a break? Or, I mean, when you walked off the floor, I mean, it seemed like.
I think just naturally when you sit down, take a deep breath, you know, gather yourself, whether you think about it subconsciously, you know, you just kind of regroup.
You told us you took the challenge of guarding KD. How much pride are you taking in that matchup?
I'm just following the game plan, you know, and I think the most important thing about, you know, what we're trying to accomplish is that we all on the same page and that, you know, we all competing. You know, I tell the guys all the time in timeouts, especially late game, you know, my message is nobody plays harder than we do. And, you know, I'm always reminding guys, whoever's on the floor, guys coming off the bench, you know, that's what I want people to think about us, that we're the hardest playing team in the league. And, you know, 1 through 15. So, you know, when I step on the floor, you know, trying to set the tone, smart, even Al diving on the floor, you know, we need that from everybody. If Al's diving on the floor, there's no excuse for me not to, or JB. And we all know that. We all got each other's back. So being on the same page, communicating and competing, playing as hard as you can.
As good as your defense is, do you envision like, yeah, we can make Kevin Durant look that confused, that sort of unsure of himself out there, or is that even better than you would expect?
I think, you know, in the NBA, you don't guard people how they're playing. You guard them with what they're capable of. So we have to, you know, make it tough. We have to show them a crowd, you know. He's one of the best players of all time, so you can't just let him, you know, get easy looks and be comfortable because it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long series, you know. And, you know, we competing, and sometimes he just misses. I think that's part of basketball. But as long as we don't give him easy looks, you know, we can live with the result. You know, he's going to get a shot off, you know, anytime he wants. You just got to be there, contest, and just not make it easy.
Would you make the noise in the building again?
Let's go Celtics.
MVP chance too.
I mean, it feels good, especially, you know, in the road, you get it at home. But I'm certain I'm not going to win MVP this year. So just worrying about winning each game. You know, that's all that, you know, I'm worried about.
There's a thought in the NBA that if you're playing one end, you almost don't play on the other. If you're playing hard defensively, that it takes away from your offense. How are you, first of all, is that a misconception? And then, you know, how are you out there, you're battling KD, physical and all of that stuff. And then fourth quarter, end of the game, you're not fading, you're actually finishing strong.
You know, something I've gotten better as I've gotten older, you know, as my body has developed, you know, from my first year till now, you know, lifting more, you know, gotten stronger. But I think mentally, since I, you know, came in the league, obviously I've gotten better defensively, but, you know, I've always, you know, especially my first year, when Brad was coaching, you know, we had Kai and Gordon and Al. So part of me getting on the floor was playing defense. So I've always known that. And as I've gotten older and my game has progressed, just wanting to be, you know, as best as I can as a complete player, playmaking, scoring, and, you know, playing that side of the ball. Because, you know, not a lot of people do it. So I just, something to try to separate myself.
That block looks pretty clean.
No, I fouled. I thought I didn't, but I fouled.
Thank you.